All right, fam club. Sometimes I have a video idea and I dig deep into the research and I'm just not happy with how it's turning out and I completely scrap it altogether. And other times I dig into the research and it completely changes my opinion on the topic. And so I hope I'm bringing you the latter today because this is the story of the most important card of Scarlet and Violet. Now let's get to it. All right, so it's been about 48 hours since I opened 5 Zapdos EX 151 boxes and 5 Alakazam EX 151 boxes from those Costco deals, which is a great deal, $4.25 a pack. I did get some hits in there, but I didn't get any special illustration rares, and I wasn't super excited about pretty much anything that I got. I only got one card for my binder. I'm still 15 cards short of completing this set, and I went back and looked. I know I've opened at least 200 packs, possibly closer to 250. I'm not exactly sure, but I still got a long way to go. So I started thinking a lot about this set and how much money I put into it, how much it's going to cost me to get the singles that I want, which we already know, as I said in that video, was about $400. Now those boxes cost me almost $200. So I spent $200 and walked away with practically nothing. I got some givvies to give to you guys and a couple things that I'm going to use to go trade, but all in all, nowhere near the value that I needed to get invested into those $400 worth of cards that I still need to get. So it got me thinking a lot about the cards and whether or not I should go back to Costco and buy more. Should I go throw $200 more down to get 40 more packs for hoping that I'm going to get something? So I went back to the drawing board to find out what were the pull rates again for 151, what's the cost for these cards that I want, whether or not they're worth collecting overall, and like how rare are they? What should they cost? And things like that. And that's where I'm kind of at today. So I wanted to show you that really quickly here and discuss it. I want to get your opinion back to me. Let me know what you think. Do I just go for the singles at this point, having spent well over $1,000 already, and I'm still $400 shy? Is $200 more really going to be worth it to throw into 40 more packs? And am I even going to get a special illustration rare? And especially, am I even going to get one that I want out of that 40 packs? Let's take a look really quick here. So after that rip from Costco, I was, to be honest, kind of bummed. I got hardly anything to fill in my binder. I didn't get any special illustration rares. And, I know that it's a gamble. I know that 40 packs might not be enough to get even one. It's supposed to be based on early pull rates. We have no idea whether or not those pull rates have gone downhill on subsequent printings. And, we have no idea whether or not Pokemon's going to print more of this set. Hopefully they do. I don't see why they wouldn't. But we honestly have no idea what they're going to do. It seems fair to say that this is definitely not the original printing. When they put these together for Costco and even the little tin collections for Sam's, they very well may have reprinted specifically for their businesses, because that's a lot of product that they got to crank out just to fill those two stores. I mean, they're all over the place. I got 2 Costco's in 15 minutes from me and a Sam's Club as well. There may be even more in this Raleigh area here in North Carolina that I just don't know about, because those two are as far as I'm willing to drive to try to get the Costco deals anyways. So it got me thinking a lot about, should I go throw down and get the Charizard EX from 151? Yes, it's going to set me back $110, but that's only 20 packs. That's half of what I spent practically on those, 5 collection sets, 10 boxes of 4. Which really is not a lot of money. And 20 packs is probably not going to yield you very much stuff. So I feel like it is totally worth it to go spend $100 to get that Charizard, because odds are not in your favor. And that got me thinking about what exactly is the best card of Scarlet and Violet. And to me, it is the Charizard 151. So I wanted to go in and look at the numbers and see if that's right. It seems obvious, right? And if so, everyone should be out there grabbing one for their collection if they care. And so that got me thinking, like, it's time. I was completely ready to drive to the LGS today. And in fact, I did, and they didn't have one. which makes me even more want to go find one at the 110 mark. But it also got me thinking, like, how many packs have I ripped? I had to go back and look at that. How many SIRs have I gotten? And, I think I've done okay for the set, but not great. According to the pull rates that are early on, by 250 packs, you should have pulled everything. Every single card by 250 packs. And, I haven't done that, but I have hit a few SIRs and I have hit a few doubles. I think I probably got on average how many SIRs I should have gotten. I probably not, rightfully so, should be annoyed about what I've pulled so far. But, when you sit down for the camera and you want to have an exciting show, it does make you even more bummed. So, if I go and check off the list, the Charizard, then I think ripping here and there some 151 would be a lot more fun for me in the future. And so that's another reason why I was like, I'm just going to go knock it off the list. So what's the best card of Scarlet and Violet? I still think it could be the Charizard EX. So I wanted to look at some of the numbers around it. And the most expensive Charizard right now by just a little bit, or the most expensive card in Scarlet and Violet, is the Paldean Fates Charizard. And there's some interesting numbers. As you can see right here, there's only 600 PSA 10s of the Charizard EX, and there's 323 PSA 9s. So there are not a lot of graded Charizards from Paldean Fates. Now, it's only 2 months old, so there could be a lot on the way, but that is a huge disparity from 151, which is a hugely popular set. Now, the Paldean Fates Charizard has a much lower pull rate. It's 1 in 465 packs. So it's actually a more difficult card to pull. And by almost double. By almost double. 1 in 225 for the Charizard from 151. And they're going for about the same price. The other statistic that I wanted to look at was how many PSA 10 submissions fall short and come up as a PSA 9. When it came to the Charizard from Paldean Fates, 600 PSA 10s, 323 PSA 9s, so 35% are falling short. When you look at the Charizard EX from 151, there's 3,348 PSA 10s and 4,483. So 57% that were trying to go for PSA 10 fell short and got a PSA 9. So it shows that a lot more, at least at this point, people are falling short. So the print quality, if the numbers hold, is definitely worse for the 151 Charizards, which means finding a high quality one is more difficult. So even though the pull rates are lower, the chances to find one. And so I wanted to look at the same numbers for some of the other top cards of Scarlet and Violet, but I don't think really any of them compare. You got the Mew from Paldean Fates. Again, it's pretty new. Very, very few have been submitted for PSA at this point. 300 PSA 10s, about 200 PSA 9s. Those seem to be grading better quality, or getting sent in, I guess. 38% are falling short and going to the PSA 9. The market value for that right now is about $75. Another card that's done pretty well is the Iono from Paldea Evolved. Certainly, it's sitting at $71. That's another challenging card to get, 1 in 480. 50% of the submissions are falling short and going in the PSA 9 bracket. I wanted to look at some other Charizards. We got the Charizard from Obsidian Flames. We know that's a lot easier to pull, 1 in 220 compared to the Paldean Fates, but it's about on target with the 151. Its current market value, though, is only $48. 66% of the submissions are falling short and going into the PSA 9 bracket for that card. And some other highlights are like the Gardevoir from Scarlet and Violet. That's only a $20 card at this point. The pull rates back then were 1 in 300. And just to show the comparison of the submissions, about 45% of the PSAs are falling short. And I just wanted to look at the similar numbers for comparison from some past sets. Lost Origin, 45%. The pull rates on that one are 1 in 720. So it's much worse than the sets in Scarlet and Violet, including those Charizards. And of course that Giratina is heading up again. $275 is the market value of the card. And as you can see, there's about the same amount of PSA submissions as there are as the 151. A little bit less, I guess. And 151 is not that old, 6 months, right? And people are still going to be submitting. We could very well get another reprint, and there could be a lot more submissions. And just for comparison, I wanted to look at some other Charizards. We got the Charizard from Brilliant Stars. This is the alternate art. 37% of them fell short, so that card graded really well. It's currently sitting at $120. The pull rates back then, you can't see it, it's behind my head, were 1 in 500, so pretty close to Paul D and Fates. The Celebrations Charizard was graded through the roof. 17,500 PSA 10s and 8,500. That card, these are raw market values, by the way. $75 for that card. Only 32% were going into the PSA 9 bracket out of the submissions. And then the Rainbow Charizard V-Star from Brilliant Stars, about the same, 36%. That was a 1 in 415 on the pull rates. So the 151 pull rates are supposed to be great, like compared to a lot of this other stuff. And, you know, at least here on the East Coast, that card doesn't seem to be coming up that much. There's plenty on the market, though, selling for 110. However, I still think it is the most important card in Scarlet and Violet so far. And even from the sets, Temporal Forces and Twilight Masquerade, I still say the Charizard from 151 is the most important. More people in the future and now want to complete the 151 set, myself included. And, you know, people may continue to want to do that for the future. There's not a ridiculous amount of submissions so far. It's got a good market value. It's very reasonably priced. I'm at the point where I think I should just throw down and pick it up. I can't go throw another $200 down for 40 more packs and not pull it. And I still need, you know, Zapdos and Alakazam, and some other cards, which is kind of making me wonder, do I keep going? Because there's 15 cards I need. I just feel like if I keep going, I'm not going to get them. And, you know, I'm already well beyond the point where I could have bought the whole set. So do I just keep being a sucker and going in? I know there's a lot to be said for pulling it yourself, but, you know, there comes a point where you got to know when to fold them. And I feel like I'm at that point. I feel like this Charizard EX is the most important card in all of Scarlet and Violet, and possibly through the rest of this year. Who knows? We'll see what's going to come near the end of the year. But I think it's a more important card than Paul D and Fates. I think it's definitely more important than Obsidian Flames. So these are my thoughts. These are the numbers I've been looking at and been dwelling about for the last 48 hours. What do I do next? Did I expect too much? Should I go back to the packs, or do I just get these off the list so I can go back and rip some 151 for fun in the future? Because I do think once I check the things off that are making me anxious about getting them, I'll probably pull Charizards left and right, and I won't be so anxious, and it'll be a lot more fun to rip 151. It's a fantastic set. Pull rates, come on, they're supposed to be great. They look great on paper with what we found out early on from TCG Player. 1 in 225, that should be good. This should be a fun set. You should be pulling SIRs left and right. I mean, come on. All right, guys, I hope you guys are having a great week. We got Temporal Forces ripped tomorrow. I'll catch you in that video.